regulate abortion clinics. They shouldn't be doing that because they shouldn't exist. It's plain and simple. Also, they need to be getting out of the healthcare system in general. The government should not have that much of an impact on any healthcare services. We should not be regulating, we should not be licensing whether or not we kill babies. It's just crazy to think about people sitting in their state legislative offices claiming to be one thing and then doing the exact opposite. We have to hold our politicians accountable in what they do in office. Thank you.
Mr. Russ.
Well, I hate abortion, and I don't really know anybody who likes it. But I support a woman's right to make a decision with her doctor and support system about what is right for her. And this really is a federal issue. It's been adjudicated by the Supreme Court, and maybe they'll hear it again. I don't know what's going to happen. But when the state spends a lot of time trying to regulate this issue, and then a lot of these laws get ruled unconstitutional, it's kind of a waste of time. But here, if you really want to decrease abortion, you don't make it illegal, because all that does, it puts it in the back alley and creates tremendous health issues for women and our society, because we end up paying for that. If you want to decrease abortion, you look at what causes it. What are the causes? And how about making sure that expectant mothers and babies have quality health care? How about making sure that single mothers have decent income and child care, transportation, and decent housing? How about educating people about how to prevent unwanted pregnancies and providing contraception supplies? How about making sure children grow up in a safe and loving community that cares for them and their families? Maybe some churches that are very anti-abortion could set up some free child care, free health care for low-income pregnant women and their babies. Maybe caring people in the community could provide food, clothing, jobs, transportation.
Thank you. Mr. Wesco.
I believe life begins at conception. And I'm pleased that Ethan Light brought out that piece of legislation, because I was a supporter of that legislation. And that is my fundamental belief. And the government ought to protect life. But I'm also for passing effective pro-life legislation. And we have passed much legislation that has been effective. In 2011, we passed legislation that banned abortion in Indiana after 20 weeks. We passed legislation that banned state funding for abortion providers. We passed other legislation requiring various regulations on abortion facilities and ensuring that there is necessary care. Does it mean I like abortion? Absolutely not. But within the context of the law that we're able to operate, that's what we're able to do. And so we do that, and we have pushed the limit, and pushed the limit, and pushed the limit. And currently in Indiana, in 2015, we passed a law banning abortion that was based strictly on the basis of sex or disability. That law today is being appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Indiana is on the forefront of this fight, and I will continue to push in that direction and continue to support the pro-life legislation that is introduced that can effectively save human lives in the state of Indiana.
Thank you. The next question also has to do with the issue of saving lives in Indiana.